Today I wish to talk about being effective. Whichever field of life we are working in, the price of efficiency and being effective is very cheap if you want success. I mean to say that if you are efficient and effective, you will be successful very easily. And if you are not efficient and effective, it will take a lot of effort from your side and lot of failures to be successful, if you can ever be successful. So the point is, first of all, when you want to be effective, you should be very clear in your head as to what you want. So what you want in life, what you want in that career, what you want in that position, what you want in that year, or in that 6-month period, or in that quarter, you should be very clear. So with that clarity, you will come to know what all are the steps that you need to take. And once you are clear in that, thereafter the battle for efficiency starts on ground. The point is that the very first thing which helps you to be effective is that you should not have any chaos around you. That is your office, your home, your study table, your work table, your factory, your whatever place you are working in should be clean. There should be no clutter. The clutter keeps you preoccupied, it distracts you from working, it gives your mind unnecessary inputs and signals and distractions, and it does not help you to focus very clearly. So if you have no clutter, your table is clear and your room is clear, and obviously then your mind also will be clear if you have a vision clarity first. So I remember when I was posted as a brigadier in army headquarters, so in the same branch we were 2 brigadiers in the 2 rooms opposite a corridor, and my boss, who was a major general, and then on top of that a lieutenant general, they used to frequently walk in and discuss things here and there. So one day my boss told me, he says, when I come to your office, you have nothing on your table except possibly a notebook and a set of pens and pencil and rubber. And when I go to the other brigadier, his bloody table is cluttered up with papers and files and this and that and all. And you, the files come onto your table, you clear them, they go back, decision, noting, whatever recommendation is done, you do it very fast. There is nothing pending with you. But when I go to the other room, I see chaos. So the point which I am trying to tell you is that I became a major general and the other brigadier retired as a brigadier. So this gives you some idea as to how, if you are effective and efficient, it will help you in your endeavor, whichever endeavor, personal, sports, financial, commercial, academic, wherever you are. Like today, before I got delayed because of the cleaning exercise that I took. After a number of days, I was able to check my drawers and tear off a lot of papers and clear the clutter, note down certain things and tick off certain things which I have already done and noted. And the point is that I am feeling much more peaceful. And if I am much more peaceful, I will be able to be concentrating on whatever I need to do without the thoughts going here and there. So the issue is that you have to clear the clutter and you have to ensure that there is no pressure on your mind, there is no distraction, there are no pulls and pressures which are pulling you and then making you indecisive. I remember we had a senior officer in our unit, and he was telling the story when he was a captain, and he says, I was a captain, I was the adjutant, and my CO used to give me a lot of points, and I used to be not able to do them, and then they were pending in my diary, and there were so many bloody points, unfinished agenda and all those things, and I used to be tense. So he said one day, I just bloody tore off that diary, all the points, and I burned them. And then I took a new diary and started. And he said nothing happened, it was absolutely cool. So I'm not saying that you burn your diary, but the point is that you should have no pressure of unfinished business. And then if you have that kind of a unfinished business, please finish it. And if you continue to clear your desk or your table or your mind day-to-day basis, you will have nothing unfinished and you will be fresh as a lily and you will be able to perform. So this is what I wanted to say about cut the clutter, to take a phrase from the journalist Shekhar Gupta. Cut the clutter. And secondly, once you have the clarity, thereafter you should be able to make notes. Make notes as to what you want to do, how you want to do, when do you want to do, what all do you need to accomplish that. You can make notes in your diary, you can make notes in your mobile phone, you can make notes on your calendar, you can make notes on your laptop, you can set reminders for awareness and proper follow-up. So the feedback and follow-up are two very, very important pillars of efficiency. Feedback is that you should be able to get feedback from your subordinates or your team, and then you should be able to give feedback to your superiors. So now the point is, all the people under you or with you, they may not be keen to give you feedback because it is putting them under pressure and it will show their inefficiency, so they are loath to give feedback. They just bloody forget about it. जब पूछेगा तो बताएंगे. So what do? If the feedback is not coming, what do? You follow up. So for follow up, you have to remember. So these making of notes will help you remember that you have to get this thing done, and you check every day, you check twice in a week, you check weekly, you check whatever, you just follow up. And I'm telling you, if you are working with yourself or you are working with a team, your feedback and follow-up system works wonderful to ensure that you do not go off track. When I was a CEO, I remember I had about 14 officers and spread over deployment and so many tasks and contingencies and this and administration and pay and allowances and adjutant, quartermaster, 2IC, company commanders, MTO, ordnance depot, supply depot. There are n number of things, brigade headquarters and reports and returns and annual and training and inspections and there are hell of a lot of things which a commanding officer needs to do. And I had most of the officers were deployed on the line of control, and I had just about 2 jokers who used to be with me. And then I realized that I have a whole lot of junior officers, so I had to do the follow-up. For that, I used to use the yellow stick pads. So my office table had a lot of stick pads, yellow stick pads, and they used to be, written quartermaster, Alpha Company, Bravo Company, Charlie Company, Delta Company, headquarter, SP, MT, Brigade, DQ, Balana, Damkana, ASC, and it was there, and the points used to be there, and then they used to be there, stuck on the glass, and when the work was done, I used to take off and tear it off. So all my officers, they used to joke and they used to keep on joking. Of course, they used to tell my office runner or my stick orderly कि साहब की ये पर्चियाँ गायब कर दो, सीओ साहब को ना ये पर्चियाँ हटा दो, because उनकी जान फंसी रहती थी. But the issue which I am trying to say is कि everybody performed, everybody was very, very kind of sincere, but the point is their sincerity may not translate into their efficiency. And poor chaps, they are junior, they may be caught up in their own things. You have to know the strengths and weaknesses of your subordinates and accordingly push them. वो कहते हैं ना भी गधे और घोड़े जो हैं एक ही चाल से नहीं चलते हैं. सारी भेड़ बकरियों को आप एक डंडे से नहीं हाँक सकते हो. So there will be some people in your team who will be independent, who will be, working on their own, and that they have the capability to take a decision and finish the given task. There will be some people who will be careless. There will be some people who will be distracted. There will be some people who will be disgruntled. तो क्या करोगे उनका? If you as a leader suffer because of the stupidity, inefficiency of your subordinates or of your team, then you, I think, bloody well deserve it. So if you have team members who need support, give them support. Always have a cushion for time, cushion for resources, cushion for manpower, so that you have a time for review, you have time for rehearsals, and you can check, and if required you can step in, get in alternate sources, think about something else and get the job done, because overall it becomes your responsibility. And thirdly, you must set a personal example of diligence. You will be trustworthy as a leader only if you set up a personal example. You must practice what you preach. In other words, walk the talk. If you want to be on time, or you want other people to be on time yourself. If you want the work to be finished, even if it is late night or something, doesn't mean that you go home and have a drink in the evening and watch TV in your house and your people are working in the office. If the people are working in the office, you bloody well be in the office with them. If they have not had their dinner and drink, it doesn't mean that you enjoy yourself. You also be with them. Either you feed them, eat with them, or you also go hungry for whatever 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours it takes. So your team has to trust you. And for that, it also means that you will not criticize others in front of your team. There is a very, what do I say? A very bad habit in many people when they criticize their colleagues or their superiors in front of their subordinates. It speaks very low of your moral compass and of your ethical standards if you criticize your bosses in front of your juniors. And then let me tell you one thing. This thing cannot be hidden. You cannot keep it secret. You talk ill about somebody and it is a matter of time. 1 day, 2 days, 1 month, 1 year, the thing will go around and then come to that person, okay, so-and-so was talking so-and-so about me. And the worst part is, what? The worst part is the whole thing will get magnified, the whole thing will get distorted, and you will, be shocked to know as to what has finally been conveyed to that person. And it is an exercise which people do in various management series. In fact, we had done one such exercise when I was doing the regimental signalers officers course. There is a exercise about communication and how one has to be careful. And, we were, I think about 10 to 12 teams were made, and we were given radio sets and relay stations. We were supposed to relay the message from one person to another, to third and to fourth and to fifth and to sixth, and finally to the 10th or 11th. And the whole thing was later on conveyed to us that a simple message which was supposed to be orally read out for 2 lines or 3 lines, it has finally been got distorted in various stages and then finally got conveyed to something which was totally irrelevant and not making sense of the original message. And there is a theoretical example which was being given. Possibly it is not a theoretical example, it must have happened sometime in the army. You know, they says that there is going to be a Surya Grahan or some such auspicious occasion, and on that there will be a puja, and the CEO will come and attend it in the PT ground open area, and in case it rains, the whole thing will be done in the stadium. So the point is, when the message was passed from one person to from the CEO to the 2IC to the adjutant, from adjutant to the Subedar adjutant to the Havaldars, and from Havaldars to the platoon, the whole thing finally got distorted in a manner that tomorrow there is this function, Surya Grahan, and Surya Grahan Puja will be done in stadium if it rains, and the commanding officer will come and inaugurate the Surya Grahan. Something like that. So the point is, it can be really hilarious at times, it can be frustrating, and it can be utterly damaging to your career if you do not set a personal example, if you do not take feedback, if you do not follow up, and before that, if you do not cut the clutter, and initially to start with, unless you have a clear vision as to what do you want, how do you want to do it, by when do you want to do it. And as I am very fond of saying, if you take care of the why you want to do it, what motivates you. So if you take care of the why, the what, the how, the when, it will take care of itself. Take care, thank you, and Jai Hind.